Good morning, everybody. This is July 26th, I think. I almost said 2024. Welcome to Real Estate Talk TGIF, episode number 321. That's 317 weeks in a row, over 6 years. And we're real happy to have one of the female titans of the industry here today in real estate. And yes, it seems like I keep bringing on people from the same company, and it's a reason for that is because I'm bringing on the best of the best. And Tina Caul from North Carolina, thank you so much for being on today.
Thanks for having me, Dave. I'm excited to be back.
This is great. You are on episode 128.
Oh, you've been busy.
A little over 4 years ago. And it was a different color. It was a different scene here, a different system we used. And here you are. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to talk about the things that most agents want to know is how to build their business through mindset and what their drive is and everything else. But first, let's hit that videotape, Nelson.
Real estate agents, are you looking to acquire clients consistently to grow your business and income for a great lifestyle? Well, this is Dave Finale, and I'm here to bring you the Real Estate Skill Builder broadcast, Real Estate Talk TGIF, brought to you by Real Estate Skill Builder and the Modern Agent team.
Again, good morning, everybody. This is Dave Finale. This is Real Estate Talk TGIF. And the most important thing about today is that we give back to the real estate community. And we're going to do that by giving some solid value. And it's not just a word that we talk about. We actually bring that value. We brought it with the best of the best in the real estate industry for over 6 years. And we'll continue to do that as long as I'm here. I mean, whatever my hair looks like, it's like everybody complains about their hair. My hair's been all over the place for the last few years. And just got another haircut yesterday. We never see how this one works. Anyway, Tina, enough about hair. How are you?
I'm amazing. So glad to be back. And I just have to commend you on actually being consistent on your podcast, on your show, because so many people start and they go, well, I'm not getting results. And then they stop. But here you are, 321 episodes later. Good for you. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. One of the things I learned is, I still got a long way to go with making a dent in the industry. And I think I do a little bit every week. I learned from Ryan Stewman, who did podcasts for 8 years. And I knew Ryan, I was actually gave him his first public speaking in front of real estate agents a long time ago, 12 years ago. And he had a podcast for 8 years. And he said, finally, he was going to quit. And finally something hit. And we all know what happened to Ryan Stewman since then.
Exactly right.
But anyway, Here we are. And we're going to start with a quick question. The question is, what does TGIF stand for?
TGIF?
What does it stand for?
Thank goodness it's Friday for me, right?
Well, that would be true, except you're on Real Estate Talk TGIF, and here it means, thank God, it's finale. So here we are. We are Real Estate Talk TGIF number 321. Tina, talk to me about your story. Talk to me about how you got from being that person that moved to North Carolina and now is the top team leader on the East Coast and the East of the United States.
Yeah. It's been 25 years. So I always laugh and go, oh, Dave, I hope that I've had some success after 25 freaking years. Right. And I stuck to it too, right? I did my episodes every day. I stayed in the real estate game. So I started back in 2001. 9/11 was my first day on the job. I was driving to the office as the towers got hit. So here I am starting real estate. We're in our minds going to war. I was like, what the hell am I doing? But the neat thing is real estate found me. And I think that, people go, well, was it your passion? Are you passionate? Because they see me so passionate about real estate. And I didn't know what I was getting into. So, I didn't know about calling and time management and prospecting and lead follow-up. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I did know this. I loved homes. I loved decorating. That was like my thing. So I thought real estate was decorating and opening up doors to people. I didn't know what it really was. And it is a sales freaking business. It's a sales business. So I never saw myself as a salesperson, but I did see myself as somebody who was a good student and I could talk to people. Naturally, I'm more extroverted than introverted. And so that was a benefit for me. So, the first 7 years, I was an average real estate agent, meaning still selling 25, 30 homes, which is, probably I should take that back. That's a top producer in any standard in the real estate industry, because we know that the average realtor in the nation sells 3 to 4 homes a year. I was selling 25 to 30. So getting awards and wow, look at what you're doing. And so if you are a top producer selling, 2-3 homes a month, kudos to you. And that's what I was doing. I was at the top of my game, making 150 grand a year back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, making more than most people in my family, because that's more than doctors were making and attorneys back then. So I felt like I had arrived. Here I am, a kid out of high school, didn't have a college degree. But we all know what happened in 2008, but that started happening in 2006. We started to lose our income. So by 2007, I went from $150,000 a year, to 40. That did not feel good because Kevin and I had built our life on him making 150, me making 150. So very early in our 20s, 23 to 26, we were making $250,000, $300,000 a year as kids. I mean, we were kids living in the high life. We bought a nice house. We had nice things. We didn't know how to manage money. We had credit card debt. We were ding dongs. And so, it was the first time we really had money. And we ended up selling everything. I was going to leave the business. In fact, I took out an ad, all in a day design, in the yellow pages when we used to do that. And I was going to leave the industry. But one thing happened. Thank God. I prayed about it. I just needed a roadmap. And my roadmap, my thankful roadmap, was the Mike Ferry organization. And I hired a coach, and everything changed because that coach taught me the skills, the time management, the process. They taught me process. And so then when I knew the process, I had to, go through what I call the 6 P's, which is, patience, practice, power. You're empowered. You then have passion, and then you have purpose. So I ended up getting back to $150,000 a year through prospecting. And then Kevin and I made the ultimate decision that since we knew how to go get listings, we could go do this anywhere. Why do we live here where the wind hurts our face in the winter and there's no sunshine? So we left. We moved to North Carolina, and within 4 years in North Carolina, new town, didn't know a soul. We were up to selling 130 homes a year, him and I. He was my ISA/assistant. And, then by 2014, 15, I hired my first agent partner. And then for 10 years, I've been running a team. Now we're a team of about 48, 50 agents. We're on track. We're at about 500 transactions this year, pending and close. Our first year, we're hoping to hit 1,000. And I haven't sold a home in 2.5, 3 years. So I'm an operator now, and we're top 25 in the nation for Real Trends. So it's kind of like pinch me. Oh my God. But I got here through teamwork. I only could get to about 130 single units for me. So there's no way I could be talking about all the accolades. It's our people that did it. And I'm very proud of them.
What's really cool is I got to tell you, I mean, you and I've met, we've talked, we've been on a broadcast before, and I've watched you. You've seen some stuff that I've done. And when you just said like pinch me, I mean, it's not, I mean, that's real. You're real about that. And that is sincerity. And I really truly believe that. And I see what you've done. It's like, you just keep going because you're helping people. That's the first thing you're doing. And that's just a compliment I have for you. Just what I see and how you do your business, and your social is on point, and everything is really great. And thank you for the person that you are. Yeah, this is the Tina Caul fan club started right here. Thank you,
Dave. I appreciate you.
So you mentioned these 2 words, agent partner, was how you started, right? One of the things, when you got to 130, whatever, you hired an agent partner. I noticed you didn't say admin, you didn't say assistant, you didn't say buyer agent. You used the phrase agent partner. Talk to me about that phrase and what that means to you and what that meant to how you started building your business.
So I think, a lot of people in this industry have, I hate to say it, they have big egos. I mean, they just do. You've met them, I've met them, right? You get a lot of awards, and then those awards start going to your head like you just walk around with this puffed out chest. I've never been that way. I had to have lenders calling me to say, oh my God, you're on this list, or you've got this award. Now I'm competitive, and I want to achieve at a high level, but it was for me personally, like I'm a golfer. So if you're out golfing, you're competing against yourself, your own talents. So every year I wanted to grow. I'm a growth minded person. What I don't want to do is ever put myself on this high seat. I'm the CEO. Of course, I'm the CEO of my company. That's the goal, of course, but I'm not like better than anybody else. And so when I say partner, it's a partnership. my executive, you know how people say my assistant or my EA, my executive assistant. I call her my EP. She's my executive partner. She's my partner. She's the other half of my brain. I can't do what I do without, to the level that I do without a partner. So my agents are all partners because they're solo agents, they're independent, they run their own businesses, but they've partnered with me to take what Caul Group gives them and leverage and empower their business. So they're sharing in the business that I built, and I'm sharing in their ability to go help and service our clients. And then we share the profits together. Half of the company, half of the profits, the gross profit comes to me, half goes to them. They have less expenses. I have more expenses. So I'm very open and honest about what we make around here. Most agents will go, oh, 50-50, that's a lot. Well, I'm built this, through people, and I'm going to share half of my business with you. If I have a $10,000 commission check, the agent keeps $5,000. Caul Group retains $5,000, but we keep about $1,500 to $2,000 per transaction, because the other $3,000 goes to pay all the expenses to keep the doors open. So we're a very transparent company when it comes to partnership. And so if you're a team leader out there and you've never showed your P&L, that's because you feel bad about the partnership. Are you giving enough value? Are you just hiring people to go out there and work, or do they feel it's a partnership? And so I've always been very open about what I make and what they make. Now, we are a volume-based business. So if I'm an agent selling 10, 15 homes a year, making $100,000 by myself, and I'm keeping 100% of the profits, or I have an agent that comes to my team, I can take a 10 deal a year producer to 50 because I can give them volume. So now that 50 deal a year producer can make $250,000 at a 50-50 split because they're a volume-based business. Just like me, my cap was 130. I couldn't sell one more home, 15 homes a month. But now I'm a volume-based business. Instead of me making 100% of my commission, which was, I net about 700,000 as a solo agent. Now I can have 1,000 transactions. Tina Caul can't sell 1,000 transactions. I'm a volume-based business. So even though I make 2,000 a transaction or 1,500, now I'm in a volume base, so I can make more than 700,000. And that's where, they share in that vision of, yeah, Tina makes more, but she also takes the most risk for us to go ahead and make half of her business, and we're sharing.
And let's not forget, that money that you're not getting out of that 50% is support, it's leads, it's training, it's coaching, it's all of that. And we're allowing them to quadruple and quintuple their business, as you said. And that's so important. And the word partner is really what it's all about. Look, we can look at I think the old brokerage model is broken because it's all based on numbers. And I'm not talking about dollars. I'm talking about numbers of agents, right? I believe it's broken. You can give me any franchise, and I can tell you why it's broken, how it's broken. I know I did it. It's why I left it, right?
Right.
So that's the important part, is partnering, right? Partnering with the right people is where you're going to be able to build your business better. And people say, well, I don't want to do it on my own. That's great. Cool, right? There's a way you can work with us and not have to do that, but that's beside the point. So let's talk about getting people started. Let's getting people going, right? There's a lot of agents out there that come into this business that want to really do well. They want to do this, and then all of a sudden they find out that it takes work. What's the pushing? What is going to help them get going and to get started and to not let anything get in their way? What's the key to a successful real estate agent in your mind?
Well, I think that, a lot of people that come into real estate have that success mindset. They have that, I'm independent. I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to bet on myself. They're not worried about which president is going to win. They just bet on themselves, and so they come in geared up, ready to go. And then the excitement starts to wane when they go, oh my God, I have to sit on the phones and I have to talk to strangers and I have to get rejected and beat up every single day. And I have to do that for the rest of my life. This is not fun. And so when they think about what it takes, they start to get discouraged. Then the money's not showing up and the skill is, lacking. So they give up. They give up because they don't want to do the work. Some it's not their fault because they don't they're not around the right mentors. This is not an industry where people go, oh, you're new, Dave, to my office. Here, let me take you under my wing and come show you everything I built. Like, that's not happening in this industry. It's insurance sales, any kind of sales. So at least with our company and EXP, you have that incentive to bring people in and help them, but not everyone is that lucky. So when you have nobody helping you, your broker doesn't have the funds to give you one-on-one attention. You don't have anyone holding you accountable but yourself. I mean, think about how many people on January 1st go on these diet plans and they fail. 95% fail because no one's holding you accountable. So when you don't have that, you're done. And so the most tenacious people end up making it in the business because they stick through the pain. When you plant an oak tree, it's a seed. Then it turns into a sapling. Then that sapling takes 10 to 15 years to turn into an oak, and not even a mighty oak, just an oak. So you can't rush the process of growth, and everybody wants to do it overnight in a year or two. I don't know about you, Dave, but you can't rush the graduation process to get your bachelor's. Sure, there's the anomalies that can do it in 2 years, but you're going to have a 4-year degree in anything that you do. Real estate, I always say, is a 4-year degree. Year 1, you learn process. Year 2, you're practicing like a lunatic. Year 3 and 4, you better be patient because you're going to be bored. You're going to be like, this is what I have to do. Yeah, you're going to have to do it. Finally, by year 4 and 5, you feel powerful. You're like, okay, I've done some deals. I feel confident. I know what to say. It takes about 4 years to really gain momentum. And what I see is they fail at 2. They're before the magic happens, they're done. They give up.
I think that's the story of our lives with this real estate business. Is that I look at it. I use this all the time as an example called the J curve, right? So the J is like this, right? So it's like year 2 is right here, and as they say, you know what? Hell with this. Screw this. I'm gonna go say you want fries with that and see what I can do there, right? And I say that jokingly, but it's a matter of being determined. It's a matter of having purpose and being able to, really be steadfast in what you want to do and have commitment. So you got to have the passion to do it. First of all, I think you have to have a passion to do it. Is there a system? Is there a mindset shift that you have to make to help you do that, to get the passion? Or is it just something that you have to be?
Well, when I started in real estate, I didn't have a passion for real estate. And I think that's where people go wrong. They start, I've had it with friends, family, cousins. They'll be like, man, Tina, I'm not passionate about this job. I just don't know what my passion is. And so here's the thing. I think with everybody, you have to start with vision. What is the vision of your life? And so when I think about the vision of my life, I go back to a moment when I was 15 and my dad, who is a Greek immigrant, he was trying to marry me off and basically say, hey, Tina, I know this guy and you can marry him and he's a restaurateur and he'll take care of you and he'll take you to Greece once a year and you'll be like a nice housewife. He was doing what Frank should do, what a dad should do. Know what he knew, that women should go and become housewives and be safe. And then that husband can take care of you. And I was like, kill me now. Like, absolutely not. That is not me. And I don't know where that came from, Dave, but I was like, hell to the no. And so I had to craft a vision. And I remember at 15, I went, I will never marry a foreigner because in my mind, foreigners were old fashioned and they wanted me to be a barefoot, pregnant housewife. I will never marry a foreigner. I'm going to marry an American. He's going to be, look like this. He's going to have these values. We're going to raise an Americanized family. I'm going to be a working woman because I hate cooking. And I'm going to have money. And so notice I said I hate cooking twice. So, it just wasn't in to be the Greek housewife. So when I set the vision at 15, I'm not doing this. At 16, Kevin Caul came into my life. I got to meet my partner that I had a vision for at 16. I got so lucky. But then was it luck or was it manifestation?
It was not luck at all, because I'm going to interrupt you, because at 15, you decided this, and this. Maybe you wrote it down, maybe you didn't, but you decided this fucking do whether anybody gets in my way, and you did it. That is probably the most important thing that you did in your entire life.
Agreed. And naturally it came to me because, I've done a lot of personality tests and things like that. I have futuristic as one of my strengths. Like I'm always thinking about the future and I cast vision and I like to think about where are we going? And so I had that instilled in me. Where am I going? And no, I know my dad loves me and they mean well, but what if I had taken Frank's vision versus my vision? My life would look very different if I didn't advocate for my own life and my own health and my own family, right? I think a lot of times we let the government and other people tell us how we should live our lives because we have not set a vision. We have not said how much money we want to make, who we want to marry, how our life looks, where we want to vacation, how we want to vacation. If you don't set the roadmap and the blueprint for your life, you're letting life happen to you. Right? And so you can't just say, God, please tell me where I'm going, guide me. God says, I gave you a brain, figure it out. What do you want? What do you want?
So I want to take what you just said and I want to reach out to a group that would be very similar to me. And I really never had the vision growing up. I grew up in a great family, great parents, etc., provided for me very, very well. But I didn't have the drive. I didn't have the push. And so what do you want to do when you grow up, Dave? I mean, when I was 3 and 4, that was a joke, right? And I didn't have that. And I want to talk to those people now. Hey, guys, you have an idea what you want to do, where you want to be. Just break it down to where you want to be and do exactly what Tina did, that she's going to marry this, she's going to have this, she's going to do this and going to do that. I know that there's the reason for most of the failure in this business is that lack of vision. And I can ask you about, how did you get customers and how did you prospect and all that shit. But here's the thing that's most important. If you don't have the vision or the drive or the commitment and a vision of what you want to, a literal vision of what you want to do, there's a really good chance you're not getting there. Do you agree with that?
I do. And the other thing I want to say, because I love that, is vision also changes. Once you craft the first painting of the vision, which mine was, I wanted to find my mate. Kevin and I, the first time we talked on the telephone, we spent 5 hours on the phone. We just knew we would be together. We had planned out our children, how many children we'd have. We named them. One was Gage Michael. Kevin really liked the name Gage. Well, that never happened. But I'm just saying, we casted vision for our own lives on our first phone call. So I knew I had met a mate that could dream like me. Now, we didn't dream big. That's the falsehood. Oh, you got to dream big. Well, why? Why do you have to dream big? My dad is a farmer in Florida. He has a 5-acre parcel. He has a little cute house on it. He's got pigs and goats. And, you might look at that and go, well, that's not dreaming big. To him, that's his vision. He's like, Tina, I'm free. I get to wake up and feed the animals. That's his vision. He's living out his dream. So you can actually craft vision by doing a few things. And I can even share that with you now, or I can tell you have something to say.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, people will say, well, Dave, I don't know how to cast vision. I don't know my why. You won't know your why. Forget your why, because people don't know why they're here. But what is the vision? When you set your vision, your why will appear. The thing is, how do you set vision if you're not a visionary or you don't have ideas? You say, hey, what do I like to do? What do I like to do in my life? What when I'm doing it brings me joy? Is it horse riding? Is it interior design? Is it baking? Is it traveling to, different lands to bring water to villages? Is it altruism? What is it? And who are you around that brings you joy and energy? What type of people? Who are your people? So you got to figure out, what do I like to do and who are my people? Then start exploring avenues that would be in there and say, okay, if I were around these people and doing this thing, what's my vision? Would I want to open a bakery? Okay, then I should say, I want to open a bakery and be a bakery operator. What would be my first step? Go work at a bakery. Go see how the bakery runs. Go find the best bakery mentor on the planet and work for them. And then you can decide, oh, this is hard. Oh, this is, you'll go through the process. You'll practice baking. You'll get impatient and whatever, but then you'll be empowered because you'll make the cakes. After 3, 4, 5 years, you'll become great at baking. And then the passion grows because you know how to go from flour, eggs, and water all the way to this beautiful wedding cake. Now you're empowered. That's when passion builds, when you can actually ride the bike or swing the golf swing. The passion comes after you can do the thing, not before. And that's where people go wrong.
Yeah, I want to add two quick things to that. Number one, you can have a vision and a quick vision for anything. 8 weeks ago, I said I was never moving. 7 weeks ago, I said I'm moving. I am scheduled. I sold my house. I bought a house. I just decided I didn't want to fucking work around the house anymore. I didn't want to clean the pool. I didn't want to cut the grass. I just made a decision. And guess what? That little vision, it happened in a few weeks, right? I also want to talk about golf, okay? I don't get a chance to practice as much as I want to practice, but I love to play. So I am going through this shit in my head about the swing, about how I'm going to connect with the ball and how my ball striking is going to be. Anybody who's a golfer, and you can, and that's why I brought it up, because I know you're a golfer, right? They understand exactly what I'm talking about. And that vision of that golf swing can really help build your game. I'm going down 8-9 strokes in a year because I did it all in my head. And I know that sounds crazy, but you can do it. It's a matter of vision.
Yeah,
I know but what do you think about all that?
Well, no, I have a little quick golf story, and we can maybe wrap up with this, because we talked about vision and passion, because people say, oh, I'm not passionate. Well, you're not going to be passionate when you start something. I was 20 years old when Kevin said, come golf with me. He started at 20. I tried it. It sucked. I sucked. I was like, I don't have a vision for this. I suck at this. It's hard. And so then I had my son at 26. So 6 years later, and I hated golf because he would leave for 5-6 hours. I'm like, what are you doing in the forest for 5-6 hours? So I hated golf, but I had a son, and I had trouble getting pregnant, and I knew I probably wouldn't have a lot of children. So I'm like, man, I had a son. We're never going to be doing our hair together and traveling around putting makeup on, hopefully. And so it's like, what do I want for what's the vision for his life? Well, Kevin wanted him to be a golfer. Now, Michael could have grown up and said, I don't want to. I want to put makeup on and dance and dress, whatever he wanted to do. But our vision was he was going to be a golfer. So he literally started taking him golfing. What I said to myself, Dave, was, oh my God, I'm going to lose not only my husband and my son to golf. They're both going to be gone for 6 hours on the weekends, and I'm never going to see my son. I don't have a hobby that he loves. So my vision was, I'm going to learn how to play golf so I can spend 4 hours at a time with my son through his adult life till I'm 70. My grandchildren, I want to learn to play golf. I went to the guy, I got a coach. He said, okay, you got to practice. You got to hold this. You got to do this. For 1.5 years, we practiced that damn swing. It was so boring. I wanted to rip my eyes out. Every time I wanted to give up, I said, what is your vision? Why are you doing this? I want to golf with my son. I want to do this till I'm 70. So it kept me going through the pain, through the patience, and then when I hit that first real pure shot, the shot I'm talking about, like you hit it, it slaps. It's that beautiful pure shot. We all know the feeling. You see the vision of what you could do. You've done it. So it's possible consistently because you've done it one time. And then what happens after year 3 and 4? Oh my God, I'm doing it a little more consistency. I'm doing it better. Now you feel empowered. You feel confident. You can get behind the ball and actually play. That's when the passion begins. When you can actually finish a swing, hit the ball, and play golf. Now the passion hits. And I kid you not, I would go out on the golf course alone. Michael and Kevin didn't come with me. I was so passionate. I went alone. And that's why I say passion is not first. Process is first. Process before passion. Learn the process, figure it out, and then the passion will erupt when you can figure out the actual final product, if you will.
Look, everybody, I know we didn't talk a lot about real estate today, but we talked about a lot about what you need. I got two really quick things here before I have to let you go. Number one, most importantly, what can I do to help you grow your business?
You're helping me grow my business by creating awareness. You're giving back. I think true givers in life are the ones that always have abundance around them. I always come from contribution, whether it's my clients for 19 years or now our agents. You're doing exactly what you should be doing.
Tina, thank you so much for being on this broadcast. And of course, you were on episode 128, which was a long time ago. There's a new hat coming out to you. I want to thank everybody for coming. Next week, we got George Morris, who had COVID a couple of weeks ago, couldn't be on a broadcast. He is one of the top real estate brokers for Century 21 and the Century 21 system in Utah. He's going to be here with us next week. Tina, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of months down in Miami. Everybody, thanks a lot. It's been Real Estate Talk TGIF. Have a great weekend.